In this case, the reinforcing steel bars are added in the compression zone, so resulting it to a doble reinforced beam. So meaning kakonsider natin yung compression na reinforcement so to add to add for additional moment capacity. So that is one with compression as well as the tension reinforcement. So meaning yung difference ng dalawa, kapag singly reinforced yung ating beams, we are just going to consider the tensile reinforcement, while kapag doble naman siya, since as ako nag-explain, it is the compression developed along the beam is not enough to carry the capacity. So that is why we are going to add additional reinforcement along the compression side. So mangyari, dalawa na yung magiging reinforcement na i-consider, no? Yung compression side tsaka yung tensile na reinforcement. So another reason, no, for our double reinforced beams is that for placing reinforcement in a compression zone is that when a beam span more than two supports continuous construction. So both positive and negative moments will exist as shown in the figure. So meaning we still have to put additional reinforcement along the compression zone. And take note, we have a what we call reversal of force, no? So ito yung tinatawag, no, na reversal of force, which is happening especially reversal of force or RF. Ano na lang RF para ano. Reversal of force, that means itong shear moment diagram na to, mangyayari is pwede siyang mabalik, meaning gaganon. And mabali siya, no? Especially if we have a lateral force that we are going to consider that hits our structural elements, no, induced by the seismic force or wind load. So meaning if we are going to consider only the dead load and live load, so yung magiging shear moment diagram ng beam natin mostly is yung based on our analysis sa atong structural theory. But if there is a lateral force involved, so tendency is magkakaroon tayo ng reversal of force wherein yung positive na moment is maging negative, yung negative naman is magiging positive. So that is why it is also the reason why we need to design our beam as double reinforced. So meaning we need to have a reinforcement along the compression zone. Kaya mangyari is pwede na mabali siya, magiging tension zone na siya later on in our seismic analysis. And our tensile zone also, which is sometimes becomes the compression zone, no? So it has found that the inclusion of some compression steel has the following advantages. Now, so number one, it will reduce the long-term deflection of the members since we have an additional reinforcement along our section. So tendency is strengthen, no, more. It strengthen our beams and it helps it to reduce the deflection. And it will set a minimum limit on bending loading, and it acts as a step as a stirrup support bars continues throughout out the beam span. So meaning yung ating compression na reinforcement is actually necessary, no? Kahit na singly reinforced lang yung beam natin, we need to put compression reinforcement, no? Sa ako nang discuss last time na meron tayong minimum na steel reinforcement number of steel reinforcement both sa tension at compression zone, no? Meron tayong dalawa. Ito yung magiging minimum, no? Kasi ang purpose nito, kailangan nating lagyan para yung ating stirrups is merong kakapitan. So parang ganito. Ayan. So unlike dun sa ibang sa ibang drawing ng ating plate number 2, wherein ang gidraw niyo is only the tensile reinforcement, which is wrong, no? Kasi kailangan meron tayong i-add dito na dalawa. Okay? Para merong kapitan yung ating steel reinforcement. But if you saw nga isa lang ang gidrawing dito sa atong textbook, because textbook is just showing us the free body diagram, no? Kapag you are going to draw the stirrups, then hindi pwede na yung magiging drawing mo is parang ganito. Na yung maging inclusion ng iyong stirrups dito lang sa ating tensile zone, no? Hindi pwede to, no? Ayan. So dapat doon talaga doon sa compression reinforcement natin, which has a minimum of 2 pieces. So in the analysis, the total resisting moment of the beam will be assumed to consist of two parts, no, or two internal couples, no. So the first couple is the part due to resistance of the compressive concrete and the tensile steel reinforcement, which is defined by the singly reinforced concept. No? Sa ating, diba, sa singly reinforced concept natin, we are just going to consider the tensile strength provided by our tensile reinforcement, which is denoted by letter T, at saka yung compression force natin, which is defined by the compressive force, the equivalent compression block, no, ng ating beam, which is defined by C, which is equal to 0.85 FC prime AB. Kapag doble na yung magiging consideration, meron tayong additional couple moments, is the part due to the compressive steel, yung compression natin, no, developed by the steel reinforcement along the compression zone, tsaka yung additional tensile strength, no, ng steel. Ayan. Ganito yung mangyari, no, kapag tensile yung ating, or kapag singly reinforced yung beam natin, yung magiging consideration lang natin dito is the C, the compressive force provided by the concrete, saka yung tensile strength provided by our steel. Kapag double reinforced naman, if you notice, yung magiging steel reinforcement natin along the tensile zone is dadagdagan natin yon. So mangyari, meron tayong additional na tensile reinforcement dito, tsaka meron din tayong additional reinforcement along the compression zone. Meron din tayong magiging additional na force, no, or magiging additional na compression force provided by steel reinforcement. So mangyari, meron tayong dalawang couple, no. Ayan. Ayan. So meron tayong dalawang couple which produces our moment capacity. So the total nominal capacity may be derived as a sum of the two internal couples, neglecting the concrete that is displaced by the compression zone. So take note, no, kapag yung ating meaning yung ating compression zone na to, we are going to consider it as a whole area, no. We are not going to consider the concrete that is displaced by our additional reinforcement, no, along the compression zone, no? Para to make it simple, kasi magdedepende yung ating diameter ng ating compression zone depending on the necessary requirement. So meaning if we are going to consider the concrete displaced by the reinforcement along the compression zone, it will be a complicated, no, to analyze such particular scenario. So to make it simple, we are going to consider the whole section as the compression provided by the concrete, and then we are not going to consider the concrete displaced by our compression reinforcement. So this is the analysis. So this is the cross section of our beam. So if you notice here, this is the strain diagram, and then you will notice that it is almost the same, no? Same lang naman yung maging strain diagram natin, wherein yung depth ng neutral axis will be equivalent to letter C. Ayan, ito yung actual na strain ng ating tensile reinforcement and yung maximum na strain ng ating concrete. And then meron tayong additional dito na epsilon S prime, wherein this denotes the actual strain ng ating compression reinforcement. So meaning by ratio and proportion, we can derive a relationship, no? Ayan, between all of these strain, no? Ayan, so take note, no? We are going to consider this particular term here. This is D prime, meaning yung D prime natin is measured from the top fiber going to the centroid ng ating compression reinforcement. So take note, no, centroid siya. So in other words, if the compression reinforcement has more than 2 layers, then you need to define first the centroid of that particular reinforcement, no? Just like what we did in our singly reinforced beams. And of course, no, if we are going to draw the force diagram, no, at B1 or at beta 1 times C, that will be the equivalent, no, assume that will be the equivalent depth ng compression block natin. And then it will have a resultant of C sub 1. This is the compression force provided by the concrete. That is equal to 0.85 FC prime AB. And then if you notice, meron tayong additional na compression force dito, which is defined by ES prime, FS prime. So yung ES prime na yan, yun yung equivalent na area ng ating reinforcement along the compression zone. While yung FS prime naman, yun yung actual strength ng ating compression zone. So take note, no, yung actual strength ng compression zone natin will sometimes be equal to Fy, parang ganito, if Fs primes is equal to if y kapag yung compression zone natin is yielding. Otherwise, if it does not yield, then we need to solve the value of our Fs prime. No? Just like our tensile reinforcement. Now, in the tension zone naman, meron tayong T1. Ito yung ito yung normal, no? Or yung normal na tensile reinforcement natin based on the singly reinforced analysis. And if you notice, meron tayong additional na tensile reinforcement. No? We need to have an additional tensile reinforcement kasi susubra tayo sa maximum strain ratio. And take note, both of these forces, the compression and the tension should be equal. So kung meron tayong i-add na compression dito, kailangan mag-a-add din tayo ng tensile force. No? So para bang yung system dapat is in equilibrium. No? So by the way, don't mind this one, mali yung paglagay natin dito. And this should be A over 2. No? Again, no, we are adding additional compression force. That is why we need also to add additional tensile force. Wherein yung additional tensile force natin, ito yung magiging tensile force provided by the additional tensile reinforcement. No? Ayan, kaya meron tayong ES2 times Fy. So if you notice here, all the tensile strength ng ating steel at the tension zone is simply equal to Fy. Kasi nga, no, yung rho natin is greater than rho maximum. Kaya ang mangyari, yung tensile zone natin dito is always yielding. No? We don't need to solve actual strength ng ating tensile reinforcement kasi it will be assumed conservatively, no, na yung tensile reinforcement natin is always yielding. So, mangyari yung Fs natin dito will be equal to Fy. So, meaning pala, yung magiging analysis natin will revolve on the compression zone, if it is yielding or not. Okay? Hindi kagaya ng singly reinforced natin wherein yung tensile reinforcement sometimes the steel does not yield or sometimes the steel yielding. So dito sa double reinforcement na to, the tensile reinforcement is always yielding while the compression reinforcement is sometimes not yielding or sometimes yielding also. Okay? Kaya yun yung magiging assumption natin is either the compression reinforcement yields or the compression reinforcement does not yields. Alright? So, by the way, no, break sa tanong. So man, kumusta man? Okay ra ta? Okay ra ba?
Yes, sir.
Ayan. Kung si Aris naman si Aris naman yung magsige og istorya ang uban diya marag tulog gusto ng uban ba? So padayon ta. Okay, ayan. Yan, so based from the analysis, no, ito yung magiging equations natin. So C sub C or yung C1 natin dito, this is the compression force provided by our concrete, no? That is 0.85 Fc prime A times B. Yung A natin dito is yung depth ng ating compression block. Yung B naman is yung width ng ating beam, no? Yung C sub SC, ito yung C sub 2, no? This is the compression force provided by our compression reinforcement. So if you notice here, yung magiging yung magiging actual strength ng ating steel natin, that is actually equal to the strength of our concrete Fs sub C, no, or the strength of our tensile reinforcement Fs sub prime. By the way, no, ito Fs sub prime to. Let me sapawan na to dire. Fs sub prime minus 0.85 Fc prime. No? Meron tayong minus 0.85 Fc kasi this is from the compression zone. So meaning we are going to consider the actual strength ng ating steel reinforcement tsaka yung strength naman ng ating equivalent compression block, that is negative 0.85 Fc prime. So if we sum up all the forces na yan, yung moment natin going to our tensile zone or tensile reinforcement, ang mangyari, itong C na to or C1, it will have a moment arm ng D minus A over 2, which is the moment capacity based on the simply reinforced beam. Ito naman, ito yung additional na moment capacity with regards to our compression reinforcement. And then if you notice here, the moment arm is simply the effective depth, itong effective depth na to, which is measured from the top fiber going to the centroid of our tensile reinforcement, minus yung D prime natin. So ito yon, ito yung magiging moment arm ng ating additional compression force provided by our compression reinforcement. So meaning same lang yung magiging analysis natin, no? Same lang, no? Yung strain diagram magiging the same lang, pati na yung magiging force diagram natin is also the same, only that we need to add additional capacity in terms of the additional compression reinforcement. So ordinarily, rectangular beams have top and bottom reinforcement, no? And the corner bars are where the stirrups are tied to, no? So kaya ganito yung mangyari, no? If we have here the beam, no? For example, this is the compression zone. Ayan. Ito naman yung tensile zone natin. So mostly yung ating stirrups will be hooked, no, along the corner reinforcement. Ayan, ito yan, no? Okay? So however, the analysis and design approach is done using the concept of a simply reinforced section as a first recourse, no? The moment capacity using the concept of singular reinforced section, when the section is actually doubly reinforced, will be a little bit smaller than the later, no? Note that for these two instances, the tension force does not change and is still equal to ESFY. The only difference between the singly and doubly is the lever arm between the TS and the compression resultant of the forces C sub C and C sub S, or yung C1 at yung C2 natin. It will be slightly higher due to the presence of the C sub S or yung ating C sub 2, yung additional na force natin with regards to the additional compression reinforcement. No? So meaning yung doubly reinforced beams natin will have a more higher capacity compared to the singly reinforced beams. No? Ayan. So hence treating a doubly section as singly section is actually as a conservative simplification. So, no? So, let's talk now about the maximum, no? Yung maximum steel ratio natin. No? So, take note, no? Hindi pa rin mag-change yung ating maximum steel ratio in terms ng singly reinforced natin, which is equal to 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over Fy 3/7. Ito pa rin yun. Kasi ito yung magiging basis natin if we are going to design our beam based on the singly reinforced or doubly reinforced. No? Kasi kapag yung additional or yung steel ratio natin is greater than our Romax, ang mayayari is i-design natin to in terms of doubly reinforced beams. No? Kapag doubly reinforced beams ka, same pa rin yung magiging Romax natin as a basis, no, ng ating analysis. Pero yung actual na maximum steel ratio ng doubly reinforced is magiging mag-change siya kasi meron tayong additional reinforcement in terms of the compression zone, no? Yan. Ito, gagamitin pa rin natin to as a basis, no, ng ating pag-analyze either singly or doubly reinforced beams, no? Yan. So, we recall that to ensure that the beam sections will be ductile, the minimum steel strain as per NCP is 0.004, no? Ito yung basis or ito yung ating general provision, no, na dapat yung strain ng ating steel is 0.004 to ensure that our section is a tension controlled section or it will behave as a ductile structure. So, ang mangyari, kapag i-consider natin na singly reinforced yung beam natin and then we are going to consider na 0.004 yung actual strain ng ating steel reinforcement, yung madiderive natin na formula for our steel ratio is ito yon. Diba? Dinerive natin to using that particular concept. No? But since we have a additional compression force here, so mangyari is mag-iiba yung ating maximum steel ratio. So ito yon, no? If we sum up forces along X, we have the C sub 1 or yung C sub C natin. Ito yung compression force provided by the concrete plus yung C sub S natin, which is the compression force provided by our steel reinforcement. So meaning itong ating tensile reinforcement, yung T sub S natin, ito yung total, no? Yan, ito yung total na sorry for what. Okay, so ito yung total na tensile force natin provided by the tensile reinforcement, which is equal to T1 plus T2. So yan, take note, dapat balance yung dalawa na yan. Yung compression na force natin tsaka yung tensile force should be balanced, so that is why we have T sub S will be equal to all the forces along the compression zone. And then if we substitute our values, our T sub S, it is always yielding, so maging ESFY natin, wherein yung E is na to, yung E sub S na yan yung magiging total na reinforcement along the tensile zone, no? Multiplied by Fy, kasi sinabi ko nga kanina na yung ating tensile reinforcement is always yielding, so that means Fs becomes or equal to Fy. Ito naman yung compression force provided by the concrete. Es prime, ito naman yung compression force provided by our steel reinforcement. And then if we substitute the values of our or if we are going to divide it by BD Fy, so mangyari yung first term na yan magiging cancel out yung Fy natin, yung maiiwan ES over BD. Ito naman is ayan, so cancel out yung B natin, no, kasi dinivide natin ng BD Fy, so ito yung maiiwan. And then dito naman sa ating compression for the additional compression reinforcement, ito yung naman yung magiging mangyari sa term na to. So, divide lang siya ng BDFY. So, we will recall na yung ESFY na yan, yun yung magiging steel area natin, no? Ito yung magiging steel. Okay. Ito yung magiging steel ratio natin, ES over BD. Ayan. So, ito yung steel ratio for the tensile reinforcement. And then, itong term na to, if you still remember, this is actually the, if we are going to substitute yung ratio ng C natin divided by D by 3 over 7, yung term na to is magiging steel ratio na maximum. Di ba? Ito is magiging steel ratio na maximum. Ito yon, no? And then, ito naman, no? Ayan, this term here, no, itong part na to, if we are going to eliminate this particular terms, then this becomes the steel ratio of our compression reinforcement, which is this. Ayan, kaya to simplify it, ito na yung magiging formula ng ating steel ratio, no? Steel ratio. So, kung ibabaliktad natin yung maximum steel ratio natin sa kabila, and then ipapalit natin yung ating steel ratio ng tensile reinforcement, yung rho max pala natin is magiging ito, no? Ito yung magiging formula ng ating maximum steel ratio, no? Now take note of this, no? This is now the formula for our maximum steel ratio for double reinforced beam. Now, kapag i-assume natin na yung compression bars is yielding, meaning nag-yield yung ating compression bars, then EFS sub C or F sub SC or FS prime is magiging Fy. So meaning kapag nag-yield yung ating compression bars is kumbaga yung ating formula is magre-reduce siya in terms of this particular scenario. Ayan. Alright. Okay. So, we are now going to have a sample problems, but let us now start with the analysis problem. Now, so we can only say that the beam is doubly reinforced beam. Yung ating analysis is the concept of a doubly reinforced rectangular beams if yung ating actual steel ratio is greater than our maximum steel ratio. So meaning wala tayong choice, no? Kailangan more than pa dun sa ating maximum steel ratio ang ating needed, no, na steel reinforcement, kasi hindi enough yung capacity na mag-produce ng singly reinforced bridge natin. Kaya mangyari is dadagdagan natin yung ating steel na reinforcement. So mangyari kapag magdadagdag tayo ng steel reinforcement, lalagpas yung ating actual steel ratio sa maximum steel ratio. So kapag yun yung maging scenario, then we are going to design it based on a doubly reinforced rectangular beam concept. So in the analysis of a doubly reinforced beam, assumptions are based on whether the compression reinforcement yields or remains elastic, and then the tension reinforcement is typically assumed to yield as a conservative approach, ensuring ductile failure behavior. So meaning we don't have problem with this tensile steel reinforcement because the actual stress will always yield. Yung magiging analysis natin, yung assumption natin, by the way, is based na doon sa compression or yung additional na compression steel reinforcement natin. If the compression steel reinforcement is yielding or not, no? So, yan. So, just like in our previous na discussion, so singly reinforced natin, no? We are going to assume whether the tensile reinforcement is yield or not. Dito naman sa double reinforced na to is pabaliktad, no? Yung tensile natin is always yield, yung ating compression naman is either yielding or not. Okay. Now, so ano yung magiging formula na kailangan? No? So, if you are going to consider the strain diagram ng beam natin, so meron tayong relationship na ganito, no? Yung actual na strain ng ating compression reinforcement, we can derive it based on this particular figure, no? So, yan, itong figure na to, yan, itong part na to, naka-red, no? Ayan. So, kung kukunin natin yung ating ratio o yung slope nito, that becomes or yung slope natin dito, no? Yung part na to or itong distance na to is mangyari, this is 0.003, no? Minus yung ating or minus nitong part na to or itong strain ng ating compression reinforcement. Ito yon. Yung depth naman nito is the depth d prime, no? Or yung steel covering plus yung distance or yung distance ng top fiber going to the centroid ng ating steel reinforcement, that is d prime. This is also equal dito sa ating malaking triangle na to, which is 0.003 over c, no? Kaya kanyari, kung babaliktarin natin, saka na to yung C natin diyan, saka yung D, ito yung magiging scenario. And then we recall that yung strain is simply equal to the stress over the Young's modulus of elasticity. Kaya ito yon. And then if we substitute the value of the Young's modulus of elasticity, no, kulang mo din ng 0. Wait for a while. Let me correct this one first. Yan. Okay. Yan. So, nangyari, multiply this one, no? Going to the numerator. So, 200,000 times 0.003, that is 600 D prime, all over 600 minus Fs prime, no? Now, if the compression bars is yielding, yung magiging depth ng neutral axis natin is simply 600 D prime over 600 minus Fy. But if not, then we need to solve for the actual, no? Actual na strength or stress ng ating compression bars o yung Fs prime natin. And then yung ES naman natin dito, no? Yung magiging natin, yung magiging total na reinforcement natin, no, is simply ES minus ES prime. And then yung steel ratio ng tensile reinforcement will be yung actual steel ratio minus yung ating steel ratio ng ating compression reinforcement, no? And then if you're going to consider na singly reinforced yung section natin, no? So parang ganito, no? So kumbaga itong part na to, we are going to omit lang muna, no? Omit lang muna natin yung ating compression reinforcement and analyze it as a singly reinforced, no? Yan, so kung singly reinforced siya, mangyari yung gagamitin natin na area ng ating steel reinforcement will be yung total na area ng steel reinforcement natin minus yung area ng ating compression na reinforcement, no? Yan. Yung steel ratio naman is yung total na steel ratio minus yung steel ratio ng ating compression reinforcement, no? Ayan, yung analysis na to, dinidak natin yung compression na reinforcement para mag-analyze tayo ng singly reinforced lang muna ng beam natin, no? Kaya mangyari ito yon. Ayan, C is equal to T. Substitute natin yung value ng ating yung ating C, wherein yung C define natin in terms of yung depth ng compression block natin define natin in terms of C, which is beta 1 times C. Yung ES naman is simply steel ratio times BD, wherein yung steel ratio natin is ito yon, no? Dideduct natin yung compression bars natin. Ayan. So mangyari, ito yung magiging relationship, no? Yung ating steel ratio minus steel ratio ng compression. Wherein yung C, tinafine natin to kanina, which is equal to ito. Ayan. Okay? So, mag-yield pala yung ating compression reinforcement kapag itong part na to is masasatisfy, no? So meaning kapag itong formula na to is masatisfy ng ating given ng mga parameters, that means yung compression bars na yan is mag-yield. So meaning kapag more than naman siya, kasi limit to no? Minimum limit, no? So meaning kapag yung steel ratio minus delta prime will be greater or equal to this particular term here, itong term na to, yung compression bars natin is mag-yield. Otherwise, kapag less than naman, hindi mag-yield yung ating compression bars. So in other words, ito na lang, no? Ito yung maging shortcut na formula to determine whether compression bars is yielding or not. Okay? Okay, so therefore, if you are going to use it in our sample problem, so this is our problem, no? Ayan, so let's have our first problem. Ayan, so let me adjust this one first. Okay. Okay, so you'll notice no na yung ating given question, this is actually extracted from our textbook, pero kung baga ako lang ako lang ipang change gagmay then akong gi-clarify no ang uban kasi yung textbook na to is based on the 2010 na provision ng NCP. So ako siyang gi-revise no and apply the latest version ng code. So a rectangular beam has a width of 300 mm and an effective depth of 535.5 mm measured to the centroid of the steel reinforcement. So meaning itong effective depth na to is already measured no doon sa ating barbed wire or yung centroid ng ating tensile reinforcement. No? So the tension reinforcement is consists of 6 ka 28 mm in two rows. Ito yon. And then the compression reinforcement naman is consists of 2 ka 22 mm diameter bars wherein our compressive strength of the concrete is 27.6. This is less than 28, so meaning yung beta 1 natin dito is magiging 0.85, no? Yung Fy naman is yung yield strength ng steel natin is 414.7 and we assume that the steel covering is 62.5. So take note yung steel covering na to is already measured to the center of the compression bars. So meaning ito na yung gagamitin natin as D prime. No? And then same pa rin yung magiging concept no kapag yung ibibigay sa inyo is clear cover lang ng ating clear cover no ng concrete kasi yung covering natin ng ating beam no yung steel cover kasi ng beam natin is all throughout yan doon sa 4 sections ng beam natin. So meaning kung ano yung steel covering ng tensile reinforcement, same lang din yung magiging steel covering niya for the compression reinforcement. So meaning kapag ibibigay sa iyo is cover lang, same pa din yung magiging D prime mo, no? Deduct mo lang or i-add mo lang no yung clear cover na to, eto yung diameter ng ating stirrup saka yung half ng ating compression reinforcement. Yan yung magiging value ng ating D prime, no? And then kapag yung compression reinforcement naman is more than 2 layer, yung D prime mo is kukunin mo lang din yung magiging centroid ng ating compression reinforcement. Same lang din kung paano natin ginawa yung effective depth derivation ng ating tensile reinforcement. So meaning yung D prime na to, ito yung effective depth na based on the compression reinforcement. No? So based on this given problem, we need to define what is the depth of the compression block or yung A natin at saka yung factored moment capacity naman ng beam. No? So you will notice here yung first na dinerive is yung area ng ating steel reinforcement. Now for the steel or for the tensile reinforcement, meron tayong 6 na 28 mm. So that is pi over 4, 28 squared times 6. We will have a tensile reinforcement na 3,695. While for the compression zone naman, given yung dalawang 22 mm, so that means pi over 4, 22 squared times 2. So meron tayong ES prime dito na 760 mm square. So meaning if we are going to define what is the steel ratio, so the steel ratio provided by the steel reinforcement, that will be ES 3,695 divided by our B times the effective depth or 300 yung given natin na width ng beam natin, tsaka yung effective depth naman is 535.5. Kaya meron tayong steel ratio na 0.02 Now, yung steel ratio naman provided ng ating compression reinforcement, same pa rin, no? ESBD pa rin siya. Pero this time, yung ES natin is yung ES prime or yung steel area provided by our compression reinforcement. So, we will have here 0.00471. So, kapag kukunin natin yung maximum steel ratio based on a single reinforcement na concept, same yung formula, no? 0.85 FC prime beta 1 over Fy 3 over 7, magkakaroon tayo ng maximum steel ratio na 0.0206. Wherein yung provided na steel ratio ng tensile reinforcement natin is greater dun sa ating maximum steel ratio. So that means, no, kapag maximum yung or kapag more than yung ating actual tensile steel ratio ng tensile reinforcement, then we need compression bars. So that means we are going to design it based on a double reinforced design concept. No? Yan. So alam natin, no, na kapag double reinforced yung ating beam, ito yung maging criteria na kung nagigid ba yung compression or not. By the way, no, kapag yung ating actual steel ratio is lesser than sa Romax, then yung procedure na to will become invalid kasi yung mangyari, i-design mo to based on a single reinforced concept. No? But in this case, more than yung ating steel ratio sa maximum, then i-design natin siya as a double reinforced beam. So yung first step natin sa ating pag-design is we need to satisfy this criteria. Dapat more than yung ating steel ratio minus steel ratio ng ating compression reinforcement, no? More than siya sa term na to. O more than or equal, no? Otherwise, kapag hindi siya more than, then the compression bars are not yielding. So, ibang usapan yan. Magiging medyo mataas yung magiging solusyon natin dyan. So, meaning, ito yon, no? 0.00229, yung steel ratio ng ating tensile reinforcement, minus 0.00471, steel ratio ng compression reinforcement, we will have a value of 0.0182, no? Yung term naman na 0.85 FC prime beta 1 D prime times 600 all over D times yield strength times the quantity 600 minus the yield strength, it will have a value of 0.0173. So you'll notice na itong value na to is greater than the 0.0173. So that means yung ating compression bars is yielding. So mangyari, yung Fs prime natin dito will be equal to Fy. Okay? Fs prime, ito yung strength ng ating compression reinforcement. Okay. Ayan. So that means, no, pwede na tayong mag-proceed, no, sa ating formula, no, or yung ating pag-solve, no. So you will notice here na ang ginawa natin dito is we are just going to solve for our depth of compression block, that is C1 is equal to T1. Pwede din naman, no, na C1 plus C2 is simply equal to T1 plus T2. Ayan. Okay? Pero take note, yung T2 natin dito, ito yung area additional, no, na steel reinforcement natin to compensate dun sa inad natin, no, na compression reinforcement. So meaning kapag inilamp natin tong dalawang to, magiging AS lang to, AS sub 1, no? Wherein yung ES sub 1 na yan, para makonsider natin yung ating compression na reinforcement, ang gagawin natin is yung tensile reinforcement natin, yung total na tensile reinforcement natin, i-deduct lang natin, no? I-deduct lang natin yung ating additional na compression reinforcement. Parang ganito, no? I-deduct natin yung additional na compression reinforcement natin kasi itong part na to, yung ES na yan, same lang naman to dito kasi nag-yield yung ating compression reinforcement. So, mangyari, itong part na to, yung ating i-consider na steel reinforcement will be the total steel reinforcement at the tensile zone minus yung steel reinforcement ng compression zone. So, mangyari, yung ating C is equal to T1 is the compression reinforcement will be equal to our tensile force, wherein yung tensile natin, yung ating ES na consider is deducted na yung ating compression reinforcement. So, meron tayong depth ng compression block na 172.94. 94. By the way, no, you don't need to check whether the compression bars is yield or not, no? Kasi na-check na naman natin based on this particular analysis, no? So in other words, na-satisfy itong na-satisfy itong equation na to. Ayan, itong part na to. So we don't need to check, no? Or we don't need to additionally check, no, our if nag-yield ba talaga yung ating compression reinforcement. But you will notice here na sinolve pa rin natin yung ating depth ng neutral axis natin to simply solve doon sa ating actual na strain ng ating tensile reinforcement, because yung actual strain ng ating tensile reinforcement na to will define what would be the value of our reduction factor. And in this case, yung actual strain is 0.00511, which is greater than 0.005. That means yung reduction factor natin dito will be equal to 0.9. No? Ito yung gagamitin natin to solve for the moment capacity. Ayan. So yung moment capacity naman natin, no? Ayan. So we have here, ayan, yung T, instead na yung C, yung ipapa moment natin is in this case yung T yung papamoment natin, pero yung ika-consider natin na T will be yung total na tensile reinforcement minus dun sa ating compression reinforcement. Kaya mangyari ES minus ES prime times Fy kasi nag-yield both yung compression saka yung tension reinforcement natin. Then yung moment arm naman is D minus A over 2. So ito yung moment number 1, which is yung moment na nag-provide ng ating tensile reinforcement, no? Kumaga yung C, no? Kasi yung C natin dito is equal to T1, no? Ito kumaga yun, no? Yung moment na provide ng ating compression, depth ng compression or yung compression side ng ating concrete. Ito naman, ito yung moment na na-provide ng ating compression reinforcement, no? That is reduction factor ES prime Fy D minus D prime. Wherein yung ating D prime is, bakit 60 to? Wait for a while, parang may mali. Dapat 62.5, no? And so let us correct this, no? This should be 62.5. And then let us check kung same pa ba yung answer niya. So that is 0.9, 760 times 414.7, 537.5 minus 62.5. 134.736. So that this should be 134.736. So parang please correct na lang sa inyong copy, no? So meaning ito magiging 134.736. Yung total na moment capacity natin is magiging 134.736 plus 494.07. So that is 134.736 plus 494.07. 628.806. 628.806. Okay? Ayan. So, ito yung magiging final na moment capacity ng beam. Okay, so proceed tayo din sa second naman na example, no? So, a rectangular beam is parang may nag-passion. Let me... Yes, Mr. Chipilo.
Sir, ang reduction factor dara sa double reinforced beam sa 0.9 always, sir?
Dili sad siya 0.9 always. Depende, no? Depende sa, same pa rin, no? Sa atong singly reinforced. Depende sa atong actual strain. Just like this, no? Sa atong number 1, gisolve na to ang atong actual strain ng tensile reinforcement. PT or A sub S. No? This is greater than 0.005. So that means yung gagamitin natin na reduction factor is 0.9. No? Pero again, no? Same pa rin. No? Depende sa atong actual na strain. No? Kapag yung strain natin is actual strain is below 0.002, so 0.65 gyapon ang mong gamiton. No? And then between that two, katulad yung formula. Ayan.
So, lagi po siya transition control, sir.
Yes, nagyapon siya transition control.
Okay, sir.
Pero
Okay, sir.
pero ano lang, hint lang gamay, mostly no, 0.9 kasi nga more than over reinforced naman ta, so tensile control gini siya, pero not all the times kasi usahay labi na og dagko kay ato ang beam no, so dili gyapon niya makabot o dili gyapon niya ma-reach ang tension control. Yan. Pero mostly no, most of the scenario is magiging tension control no, but not all the times. Yan. So proceed tayo sa sa example number 2. So a rectangular beam has a width of 300 millimeters and effective depth to the center of tension reinforcement, which is 600 millimeter. The tension reinforcement has an area of 4,762 mm square and an area of compression reinforcement place 62.5 no. From the compression phase of the beam, ito yung area ng ating compression reinforcement 987.5, and given yung strength 414.6 yung steel grade 60, yung compressive strength ng concrete is 34.56 no. Yung balance steel ratio given na din 0.034 no. Assume that the steel yields no. Minsan kasi merong mga ganito assuming that yung nag-yield yung ating section, yung ating reinforcement, pero again no, dapat mag-follow ka doon sa procedure mo no. Wag mong parang i-direct no na yung actual strength ng compression zone mo or compression reinforcement is equal to Fy no, kasi nga again we need to check no whether that is true or not. Okay, yan. So yung first yung requirement dito, depth ng compression block no, design strength in this case given na yung ating reduction factor na 0.9, and then yung next naman na requirement is the concentrated live load at midspan in addition to the dead load. Ito parang quiz no, wherein tsaka plate wherein mostly wala nakuha no sa tuang concentrated force. So in this case it will be assumed na yung ating beam is simple beam wherein ito yung maging live load mo no? Not a uniform load but rather a concentrated load acting at the midspan of the beam. So 6 meters yung ating beam, so yung live load natin will be acting at 3 meters no? Yan. So 3 meters dito sa kabila, 3 meters naman dito sa kabila. Okay, so to solve for the depth of the compression block, first is we need to solve for the beta 1 no, kasi hindi 0.85 yung beta 1 natin because Fc prime is more than 28 megapascal no. We can only say na yung beta 1 natin is 0.85 kapag yung Fc prime natin is less than or equal to 28 megapascal. In this case, yung Fc prime is 34.56. So isosolve na natin yung actual na beta 1 natin using the formula 0.85 minus 0.05 over 7 Fc prime minus 28. So in this case, meron tayong beta 1 na 0.803. And then after that, we are going to solve for our steel ratio. Yung steel ratio ng ating tensile reinforcement, that is 0.0264, using the given value ng ating area ng ating tensile reinforcement na 4,762, and our base or our width is B, which is 300, and effective depth of 600. Same procedure yung gagamitin natin para dun sa steel ratio ng ating compression bars, that is 0.0054 no. And then before we say that we are going to analyze this based on a double reinforced concept, we need to check or we need to solve first our maximum steel ratio, wherein based on our formula, meron tayong maximum steel ratio na 0.0244, wherein yung 0.0244 na to is less than dito sa ating actual steel ratio na 0.0264. So meaning we need compression bars in that case, and we are going to design it as a double reinforced beam. So same pa rin yung procedure kapag double reinforced yung beam natin. No? Kapag double reinforced yung beam natin, yung first na procedure natin is we need to satisfy this condition. Kapag ito is masasatisfy itong condition na to, that means the compression bars is yielding. Yung maging analysis natin is mangyari, yung Fs prime natin will be equal to Fy. No? So, substitute natin yung value, yung 0.0264, yun yung steel ratio ng ating tensile reinforcement. Ito naman yung steel ratio ng ating compression reinforcement. So, yung term na to, substitute lang natin yung value natin dyan. So, you will notice na yung ating steel ratio minus steel ratio prime is greater than the 0.0115. So, that means the compression burst is yielding. So, magiging kung magaliliit yung ating solution. Kasi if S prime will be equal to Fy. So, ito yon, no? Ayan. Ayan. No, so, ayan, safe naman, no? Yung T natin will be equal to C1 plus C2 wherein yung T natin dito, yung kanina by the way, no? Ito yung actually yung ginawa, no? Kanina, no? Wherein yung T na to is mangyari, yung ES, kumbaga itong term na to, ES prime Fy, gitransfer lang niya dito sa PCAS. Kaya ang natabo ato, ES minus ES prime na dayon, no? ES minus ES prime times Fy, no? Pero ito yung general na formula or general na procedure, kumbaga, no? Based on the previous or example number 1, no? Na yung total na tensile reinforcement natin will be equal to the compression forces. C1, the force provided by the compression block, tsaka yung C2 natin, the force provided by the compression reinforcement. So, mangyari, yung depth ng compression block natin will be ES minus ES prime Fy all over 0.85 FC prime B. So, meron tayong depth ng compression block na 177.57. Na? So, again, no? So sa singly reinforced na concept, ang gagawin natin pag solve nato sa ato ang depth of compression block, we are going to check whether the steel yields or not. But take note, in the doubly reinforced concept, we don't need to do that kasi nasa ito naman yung kumbaga mao naman no, ang imong checking whether the compression bars is yielding or not. So, meaning automatically, ito na yung magiging answer natin for the depth of compression block. No? Ayan. Okay. So, and then after that, no, ano ba yung next? Moment reduction, design moment using moment reduction na 0.9. So, here, no, sinod ko muna, no, yung ating depth ng neutral axis, that is 177.57 all over beta 1. So, we have here a depth ng neutral axis na 221.133. Okay? And okay, and then yung ating moment design moment, no, yung ginawa dito is chinek muna, no, but actually pwede na hindi ito gagawin actually, no. Yan. So ito parang gibalik lang niya, no, to solve for the area ng ating compression reinforcement. And then you will notice here na same lang din yung yung ating ginawa dito. So we have ES1, sinod yung ES1 muna, that is 377.4.5, and then minus doon sa given na tensile reinforcement na 4762, yung lalabas is yung steel area ng ating compression reinforcement. But actually ito, pwede nang hindi gagawin to, no? Kumbaga, this is a means of checking lang doon sa ating answer na compression block if it is really the answer. So, in this case, lalabas rin naman yung 987.5. So, meaning yung ating moment reduction, yung design moment natin will be or simply be yung moment na provided ng ating singly reinforced na concept, C1, tsaka yung moment naman na provided ng ating additional na compression bars. Yan. But first, no, we need to check whether we are going to use the 0.9 or not. So in this case, yung actual na strain is 0.00514, greater to sa 0.005. So really, we need to use the 0.9 na reduction factor. So yung moment provided by our singly reinforced na concept natin, we have 3774.5. So by the way, no, itong ES1 na to, so take note, yung gagamitin natin na ES1 is yung total na reinforcement provided by the tensile reinforcement minus dun sa compression reinforcement natin. So kaya mangyari, this is 4762 minus 987.5. Or pwede din naman na C yung gagamitin mo. Instead na ito yung imong i-substitute mo dito, pwede na yung 0.85 FC prime AB yung AB ilalagay mo dito. That will give you the same answer pa din. No? So meron tayong M1 nominal moment na 800 kilonewton meters. No? Yung moment naman na provided okay, yung moment naman na provided yung additional na compression reinforcement natin will be yung area ng ating compression bars na 987.5. Fy, ito Fy to kasi nag-yield yung ating compression bars. That means Fs prime is simply equal to Fy. So, Fy becomes 414.6. Yung moment arm naman na to is yung effective depth natin. Ayan. Minus yung ating minus ng ating D prime wherein yung D prime natin, the area of compression reinforcement is placed 62.5 mm from the compression phase of the beam. So that means ito yung D prime natin, no? Itong part na yan. So yung moment arm natin is effective depth minus 62.5. Meron tayong nominal moment capacity ng additional compression bars na 220 kN meter. So i-add lang natin itong dalawa na to, tsaka multiply natin ang reduction factor. Meron na tayong additional or meron na tayong ultimate or design moment capacity na 918 kN meter. Now, yung next requirement is ano yung allowable na concentrated load natin at midspan ng ating beam. So, gagawin lang natin is using the load factor, no, na 1.2 dead load plus 1.6 live load. So, instead of adding our load, ang gagamitin natin dito is yung moment na kasi hindi naman natin ma-add yung concentrated load na live load tsaka uniform load na live load. No? Kaya ang gagawin natin is kukunin natin yung moment ng dead load tsaka moment ng live load para pwede natin i-combine yung dalawa. No? Yung maximum moment provided by our or yung maximum moment no, ng ating live load, concentrated ito at the midspan, that is PL over 2 or the force times the length over 4. No? Yung ating uniform load naman na dead load, yung maximum moment na to, is WL squared over 8. So ito yung dead load natin, uniform yung dead load, ito naman yung live load which is concentrated at midspan. Then ito naman yung magiging factor niya. 1.2 sa dead load, 1.6 naman sa live load. So all in all, yung force na allowable force natin at midspan ng beam natin based on the live load is 337.5 kN. Okay, so ito yung magiging answer natin. So any question so far? Yes, go ahead. No? Dili na ako ni siya i-minimize kay di ako makita. Go ahead na lang dayon. If you have question.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Wala siya sa solution, sir, but napansin ako sa YouTube, sir, bagay. Ay solution na part of solution na ang magamit nila sa pag-solve sa C bagay. Usually, di ba itong ginagamit is 3 over 7, but na ay solution, sir, nga gagamit sila 3 over 8.
3 over 8? Okay. So yung 3 over 8, yun yung balance, no? Balance balance condition. So meaning na achieve niya kumbaga na-achieve niya both the compression, yung compression strain tsaka yung tensile strain, no? But yung 3 over 8 na yan, yun yung condition wherein it parang ganito, no? Let me explain it in a separate slide. Dito tayo. Okay. 'Di ba kung mag-solve kita og actual strain or yung maximum steel ratio, diba? Maximum steel ratio yung we are talking about maximum steel ratio. So, kung i-draw natin yung ating strain diagram, ito yung neutral axis, no? Yan. And let me put here in A, wherein this is the neutral axis. Alright. So, mangyari, this is the strain for the concrete. Ayan, nakuha mo kayo. But anyway, this is the strain of the concrete na meron tayong maximum na 0.003. Okay? Ito naman, ito yung actual strain ng ating steel. No? This is C. Okay? If this is effective depth, no? Right? Kung effective depth to, ang maiiwan dito will be D over C. Okay? Ayan. Ayan. Right? So, kung i-ratio natin to, ang mangyari, that is C, although na-discuss naman ito no, pero ato lang i-recall balik no, para ato ma-explain further. No? Or let me put it here siguro. Ito sa boss. C, using this triangle, that is 0.003. Ito naman is maging ES over, mali. D minus C over ES. Okay? Ayan. So, meaning, mangyari, yung C natin is simply alright? Yung C natin magiging 0.003 D minus C over, excuse me for a while. Saan na? Saan sa? Sa Morisco? Atong Friday? Oh. Full name? Taras na yun. Ay, Blue Man, okay na?
Okay na.
Tama mo. Okay. So, asan tato? Andiyan rin, no? So, this is E sub S. Ayan, no? Now, ayan, no? So, okay. Parang may mali tayo dito, no? Kasi dapat, wait for a while, let me check, no? Parang may mali. Mali yung solution natin. Sorry. Dapat yung ES natin dito kasi yung ating triangle is dapat itong whole triangle to. Siguro lahi nga ballpen. Ayan, itong whole triangle na yan. So, dapat point ES plus 0.003. Ayan, 0.003. Ito naman, C na to. D na to dapat. Ayan, this is D. No? Parang itong triangle na to. Ayan. Para mas dali ang atong solution. Ayan. So, ayan, no? So, meaning, yung ratio na tinutukoy mo kanina, that is C over D, will be 0.003 over actual stress plus 0.004. Now, kung i-recall natin yung ating slide kanina, atik nato siya din, no? Let me, saan na ba yun? Max. Ito, no? To ensure that the beam section will be ductile, no? The minimum steel strain should be 0.004. So, meaning, para maging ductile siya or maging tension controlled siya, yung ES na to should be 0.004. Kaya mangyari, 0.004 to plus 0.003. Yung C over D natin is 3 over 7. Okay? Yan. Nagets ba to? Na 3 over 7 to? Nagets ba na yung na 3 over 7? That is 0.003 all over 0.004 plus 0.003. So, 3 over 7. Tama? Gets ba?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, this is now the ratio ng C over D, no? Para magiging tension control siya. So, meaning, ito yung ratio nung gagamitin natin dun sa Romax. Now, question, bakit naging 0.008, no? Now, kung babalikan natin yung reduction factor, 'di ba? yung reduction factor natin, we are going to use 0.9 kapag yung ating actual strain is 0.005. So meaning, sinabi ni UNICEF na yung minimum natin na o yung maximum natin na strain should be 0.004 para magiging ano siya, magiging ductile o magiging tension control siya. But take note, meron tayong additional na provision na UNICEF na instead of using 0.004 kumbaga para sure gid ta nga tensile no ang atong tension control ang ato ang mechanism, we are going to use 0.005 which is a way higher than the 0.004, a little bit higher no to make it sure. So meaning mangyari eto ES na to is magiging 0.005. So meaning 3 kumbaga mahimo siyang 0.005 plus 3, the C over D becomes 3 over 8. Kaya na question karon asa man sa duha ang ato ang gamiton no? Kung ang atong gipangita is only the maximum still ratio, then that is 3 over 7. But if the question is what would be the maximum still ratio to make sure that the section is tension controlled as per the code, no? As per the code, no? Or as per dun sa most safest factor, then you are going to use 3 over 8. So meaning, as a designer, or kung ikaw mag-solve, it's either you use 3 over 7 kasi based on the code din naman to. No? This is also based on the code. Ito naman, based on the code pa din. No? So meaning, walay sayop sa duha. No? It's either 3. Pero again, in my case, I'm going to use 3 over 7 kasi ito yung minimum requirement. Ayan. Minimum requirement 0.004. No? Pero kung gusto ka nga, kumbaga ikaw ang designer, you want to be safe ka, no? You can use the 3 over 8. Okay? And you can use the 3 over 8. Now, siguro let me open the sample. I think I have seen that one. And let us check the unsa gani ito nga video? Murag kani man to nga video siguro. Kato kung di pa tan-aw sa inyo. So, ito yung parang 3 over 8 yung ginamit dito. Wait for a while. Ito 3 over 7. Dito naman, wala eh. I think I have seen also, no? I think I have also seen that particular YouTube channel na 3 over 8 ang gigamit. Pero I think there is something in the problem statement na yung gagamitin mo is dapat tension control siya. No? Meaning, magbe-base siya doon sa actual strain na 0.005. Kaya nangyari doon, ang naging ratio ng C over D is 3 over 8. Or pwede nga kung makitan to nimo balik ang problem, no? Yes, go ahead. Yes, Mr.
Sa design nga problem, pwede 3 over 8 among gamiton sa since.
Yes, pwede, no? Pwede nga 3 over 8 para to make sure nga tension control siya.
So among reduction factor na sa direct na 0.9.
Design problem
Yes sir.
Pwede. Pwede nga dili no kay di ba kung mag-design ka, if you are going to design kung mag-design ka, dili man ka moagi largo nga yes or dili man tanan gayon yes mo largo ang imong still ratio. Diba? Sometimes ang given lang or ang ihatag is ang section. Diba? With regards to the still ratio, no? You're not going to assume that it is maximum kasi na-discuss natin previously na kung magdi-design tayo, dapat the still ratio should be nearer than the minimum still ratio para hindi siya expensive, kung meaning economically design, no? You're not going to design it nga we're talking about single reinforced. You're not going to design it nga maximum steel ratio na lago. Kaya tendency, dagan kayo mong steel reinforcement. Diba? So, meaning, we are going to have a steel ratio which is nearer the minimum steel ratio but not below the minimum steel ratio. So, meaning, yung reduction factor mo, magdidepende pa rin. No? Kung ano yung mangyayari, kung ano yung magiging, kung ano yung magiging, tawag nito, magiging actual strain nung steel reinforcement mo. Now, if we are talking about the double reinforced beam, kasi magkana og maximum steel ratio, dapat imong palapason, no? It depends on the scenario, no? So, kung mingon dito nga, to make sure that the beam is tension controlled, so that means yung actual strain mo is dapat 0.005. In that case, pag derive nimo karon sa maximum steel ratio, the ratio between the C over D becomes 3/8. No? Pero kung wala gani i-mention dito nga dapat wala gani siya i-mention nga to satisfy the tension control mechanism na section, then you don't need to use the 3/8 as nga maximum steel ratio. No? You need to use the 3/7. Okay, so I think do I answer your question, Mr.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So padayon ta, no? Sorry for the ubo. Asa na kita to? Example number saan na example by the way? 4 na ba ta? Dili pala. 4 na, no? No, hindi. 3 pa pala. Yan, 3. So, ito. Ayan, so, sample number 3. Ilang sample ba ito? Parang 5 ata. Ayan, ito na we still have time. So, a reinforced concrete beam has a width of 350 mm and an effective depth of 562.5. No? It is reinforced with the bottom, at the bottom section of 4,896. So, meaning this is for the tensile reinforcement. No? And then the compression reinforcement placed 62.5 mm below the extreme compression fibers have an area of 1,530. No? And then given yung ating FC prime, that is 34.5, and then Fy is 414.7. No? So, determine the depth of compression block, tsaka yung determine naman yung ating ultimate moment capacity. So, ito na, same lang naman yung magiging procedure dito. So, number 1 is either you solve for the beta 1, you can have that, no? Pwede nga una ka sa beta 1 to solve for the actual beta 1 kasi yung beta 1 mo dito will not be 0.85 kasi 34.6 yung given, no? And then you solve for the steel ratio and then check, no, whether yung steel ratio na to is greater than the maximum steel ratio, no? Yan, yung maximum steel ratio natin is 0.0249. Ayan, 240 pala, no? 0.0243, which is lesser dun sa ating actual steel ratio na 0.0249. So magiging double reinforced yung magiging design natin. And once ma-determine na double reinforced siya, then we need to satisfy this condition, no? Yan. By the way, no, yung ibang reference na textbook, wala ito actually, no? Wala itong condition na to. Kumbaga, medyo mano-mano ang pag-solve, no? But I found it very useful, no? Especially in terms of this particular topic kasi shortcut naman good ang iyang solution, no? Once we satisfy this and we can determine whether the compression bars yield or not. Kasi kung mangyari, kung hindi mo to ipapasatisfy, mangyari is yung maging assumption mo para maging tension reinforcement na i-assume mo muna na nag-yield yung compression bars and after that, you check whether it is yielding or not. Then kapag hindi siya nag-yield, balik ka na naman, no? Mag-redo ka naman yung solution mo. But using this scenario or using this particular equation here, kumbaga na-limit na to ang atong solution because we are not going to assume the compression bars yielding or not here since we already satisfy this particular equation. So, meaning, direct na yung magiging solution natin. No? So, in this case, nag-yield yung ating compression bars So, meaning, yung magiging solution natin ay parang, balik lagi niya. Ayan. So, nag-solve muna tayo ng beta 1 and then we already check na, hindi pala nag-yield. So, sorry for that. Na? And using this situation, 0.8 yung ating beta 1 using the formula and substituting it sa ating term, 0.85 FC prime, beta 1 D prime, 600 D minus Fy, 600 minus Fy. And then you will notice that yung naging answer natin dito is 0.0204. Yung still ratio minus still ratio prime, yung result niyan is only 0.0171. Ito yon, which is lesser than 0.0204. So, meaning yung compression bars natin does not yield. So, ano yung magiging situation kapag hindi nag-yield yung ating compression bars? So, meaning kapag hindi siya nag-yield, yung Fs prime natin is not equal to Fy. We need to solve what is the actual value of Fs prime. No? So, parang same lang din sa singly reinforced. No? I-combine natin yung strain natin na formula tsaka yung force diagram. No? So, parang ganito, no? Itong we need to solve for the actual strain, no, using a ratio and proportion. So A is prime over C minus D prime, o itong depth na to. Ayan. Ayan, which is depth ng ating neutral axis minus itong D prime, no? Ito 'yon. And then is simply equal to 0.003 over C. So yung ES prime natin will be 0.003 C minus D prime over C. And we know that the Fs prime is simply the strain times the elastic modulus of elasticity. So we will have here the actual steel strength na 600 minus C minus D prime, which is 62.5 over C. No? And then sa force diagram naman, no, yung C natin, ito yon 0.85 FC from AB, wherein yung A natin is simply 0.85 of the C. And then ito yung term, 8234.8. And then for the compression naman provided by steel reinforcement, that is ES prime, FS prime. ES prime given siya, that is 1,530. Yung FS prime naman, isusubstitute natin itong equation na to dito sa ating formula. So, mangyari, ito yung term ng C2 natin. Okay? So, we know that C1 plus C2 is simply equal to T1 plus T2, wherein yung T1, ito yung tensile natin na reinforcement based on a singly reinforced concept. Yung T2 naman is additional natin na steel reinforcement, no, to compensate doon sa inad natin na compression bars. So, mangyari, kung i-add natin itong dalawang to, ito yung total natin na tensile reinforcement provided by the total area ng ating steel reinforcement, which is given na to for 896 mm square. And take note, yung tensile reinforcement natin sa double reinforced na beam is always yielding. So, meaning yung ipares natin sa ating ES will be simply equal to Fy, which is 414.7. So, if you notice here, if we simplify it, meron tayong ulit na quadratic equation to solve for the value of C. And if we recall this particular procedure, we are done with this particular procedure sa ating singly reinforced na beam. No? Only that, meron lang tayong additional na value ng ating C, which is defined by the C sub 2 or the compression reinforcement provided, the compression force provided by the additional compression reinforcement. But if you notice, same lang man din yung magiging procedure niya. No? So in that case, we will have a depth of compression block na beta 1, no, times the C, which is 139.93. Okay, so any question no, before we proceed with the ultimate moment capacity? Do you have question with regards to this problem? Kasi iba na to, no? Hindi na siya nag-yield. No? So do you have question so far? So, I think wala na ning. So, I think wala na. So, if none, then let us continue. Yung ultimate moment capacity naman, so simple lang naman din, no? Ano yung moment provided by the force C1 and ano yung moment provided by the force C2. I-add mo yung dalawang yan, yun yung ibibigay na maximum or yun yung magiging ultimate moment capacity, no? So, ito yun, no? C2 is prime, Fs prime. Sinod natin yung actual natin na Fs prime, which is lesser doon sa ating given Fy na 414.7. So, the steel does not yield actually. So meron tayong force na 589.27. And then yung C1 naman, we already solved it na 8,234.8 times C. Multiply natin yung C. Meron tayong C1 na 1,440.349 kilonewton. So itong dalawang to, papaikutin lang natin to, multiply natin sa ating moment diagram ng C1 tsaka moment arm ng C1 tsaka moment arm ng C2. Wherein yung moment arm ng C1, ito yon ng original na D minus A over 2. Yung C2 naman, moment arm niya is D minus D prime. Ayan, no? So, meron tayong M1, meron din tayong M2. Add lang natin itong dalawa and we apply the reduction factor na 0.9. Kaya meron tayong 903. No, bakit 0.9 yung ating reduction factor? Kasi, yung 0.9 yung reduction factor natin, kasi if we are going to solve for the ES, ang mayari, yung ES kasi natin dito is simply Fy. Kasi nag-yield yung ating tension reinforcement. So, Fy all over ES, this is automatically more than 0.005. So, 0.9 yung magiging reduction factor natin dito. We will have a ultimate moment capacity na 903.96. No? And so actually ito yung question kanina, no? Kung 0.9 ba yun ang gamiton permanente sa double reinforced rectangular beam. In most cases 0.9, no? Pero meron kasing ibang mga problem na i-stipulate na yung tensile reinforcement does not yield. So mangyari, magsusolve ka talaga ng reduction factor mo. But in this case, hindi naman siya nag-stipulate. That is why conservatively, we assume that the tensile reinforcement is yielding. So mangyari yung ES, yung actual natin na strain ng tensile reinforcement is more than 0.005. So ayan, no, yung ultimate moment capacity ng beam natin is 903.26 kilonewton meter. Okay, so I think this is the last problem. Let me check. Last problem na ba to? Meron pa pala isa. Second to the last problem. Ayan. So, a rectangular beam has a width of 375 mm and an effective depth of 500 mm. The compression bars has an area of 1,968, no? Located 100 mm, no? Yung kanyang D prime, ito yon, no? 100 mm. And then the tension rail bars is 4,744. If C prime naman natin is 27.6, if Y is 404.6 na. Yung requirement, depth ng compression block, what is the maximum steel ratio. Take note to, yung maximum steel ratio na to, hindi to yung yung maximum steel ratio natin na 3/7 na. Ito yung maximum steel ratio based on the double reinforced rectangular beam. So meaning medyo iba yung magiging formula. Yung formula na gagamitin natin dito is yung kanina, no? Ayan, ito 'yon, no? Ito pala, no? Itong formula na to, pero ito magiging magiging Fs. Well, ito, ha. Ito. Ayan, so. Sorry. Lapas. Sample, saan ba yan? Example 4. Ayan. Okay? So, depth ng compression block. So, same pa din yung procedure natin. In this case, yung beta 1 na gagamitin is 0.85. Kasi yung FC prime is less than 28 megapascal. So, we solve for the actual steel ratios. So, steel ratio provided by the steel reinforcement at the tension zone, that is 0.0253. At the compression zone naman is 0.010496. No? Ayan. And then, yung maximum steel ratio. By the way, no, itong maximum steel ratio na to, again, hindi to yung requirement ng ating number 2. Kasi ito yung maximum steel ratio natin based on the singly reinforced concept. Itong required na to is this is actually after na-solve natin yung depth ng compression block. That means yung maximum steel ratio na to, ito yung maximum steel ratio natin na double reinforced na yung beam natin. Okay? So, in that case, meron tayong maximum steel ratio based on singly reinforced na 0.0206. So, kung i-deduct natin yung steel ratio minus steel ratio prime, meron tayong 0.0253 lang tsaka yung maximum steel ratio natin is 0.0206. So that means we need the compression bars. So mag-add tayo ng compression bars, mag-i-doubly reinforce yung beam natin. So doubly reinforce yung beam natin, so we need again to satisfy this condition. If this is greater or equal to this term here, the compression bars will yield. Otherwise, the compression bars will not yield. Wherein, pag solve natin, the compression bars actually does not yield. No? So kung hindi nag-yield yung compression bars natin, yung maging Fs prime natin is not equal to Fy. So same pa rin yung magiging procedure. If you notice, hindi na siya nag-derive ng ating value ng Fs prime kasi same lang naman yung magiging procedure niya. You will come up with the same formula wherein Fs prime is simply equal to 600 C minus D prime over C. No? Ayan. So, yung ano natin, yung magiging formula natin, C1 plus C2 simply equal to T, 0.85 FC prime AB plus ES prime FS prime is simply equal to ES Fy. Isusubstitute mo lang yung mga values mo, tsaka yung mga unknown values, you equate it in terms of C. So, ayan, just like the A, equate natin to in terms of C, tsaka yung Fs prime, wherein sinubstitute natin itong term na to, para mag-equate siya in terms of C lang din. So, you come up with this particular equation here, and then using quadratic equation, we will have a C which is equal to 188.7. So again, take note, no? This is a quadratic equation wherein dalawa yung magiging answer mo dito. Please use the positive sign, no? So yung depth ng compression block natin is simply delta 1 times the C. We will have 0.85 times 188.7. We'll have a depth of 160.45. Okay? Now, yung maximum steel ratio naman natin, so balik tayo dun sa ating formula na dinerive kanina. Ayan. Yung maximum steel ratio na to, ito yung maximum steel ratio kapag doubly reinforced na yung ating beam. Wherein this is equal to the maximum steel ratio na dinerive natin based doon sa ating singly reinforced plus itong term na to. But you will notice, nagiging 1 ito kasi this is derived kung inassume natin na yung ating steel reinforcement at the compression zone is yielding. Kapag nag-yield siya Fy over Fy, that is equal to 1. But if not, kapag hindi siya nag-yield, eto dapat palitan mo to ng Fs prime. Tsaka mangyayari magiging overall or all over Fy to, lahat ng term na yan. So meaning balik tayo doon sa requirement na maximum steel ratio. Ayan, eto na yun, no? Fs prime, we solve first ito na yung equation na yan. We solve first the actual Fs prime, that is 282.15, which is lesser, no? Which is lesser than the lesser than our Fs. Okay, so which is lesser than our Fy. So Fs prime now is actually not yielding. So substituting the values, we will have 0.0201 at 213. Ito yung maximum steel ratio natin. So if you notice, the maximum steel ratio is a little bit higher doon sa maximum steel ratio natin ng singly reinforced, no? Yan, 0.0206 yung singly reinforced, then doon naman sa doubly reinforced, that is 0.0213. Okay. So ultimate moment capacity, same lang din yung maging procedure. Ano yung moment provided by the C1 and then moment provided by the C2. So meron tayong overall formula. Ayan. Okay. So ES1. So ito, pwede na C1 din yung gagamitin mo dito. That is okay. We will come up with the same answer. And then ito naman, ito yung pwede din C2 yung gagamit. Actually ito C2 lang naman din to, no? So we will have a moment reduction factor. So if you notice here, nag-derive pa tayo ng actual strain, that is 0.005. And then we use 0.9 as our moment reduction factor. So add natin yung dalawang moment na yan. So magiging mangyari, yung ultimate moment capacity natin is 833.85. So question number 5, this is actually coming from coming from our textbook, no? So the cantilever beam shown is to carry a load of P and W. So concentrated yung P natin at the end of our cantilever beam, and overall yung weight naman is over the entire span of the beam. Yung dead load natin na P is 55, yung live load 34. Yung dead load naman ng W is 19 including the beam weight, and live load naman is 11. No? So the prescribed size of the beam, so given yung beam natin, wherein 300 yung width, 430 naman yung ating effective depth, yung D prime niya is 70, property naman yung ating concrete is 25 yung ating FC prime, so lesser than 28 siya, so beta 1 is 0.85. Yung ating steel naman, grade 40 siya, so meaning yung Fy natin dito is 276, no? Kasi grade 40, no? Ayan, so 276 yung ating um, yung ating Fy. So by the way, no, kapag grade 40, we have 275 to 280 yung ating grade ng ating steel reinforcement. But in this case, yung ginamit dito is 276. Yung span ng ating beam is 2.2. No? So, design na natin yung beam natin. So, eto, meron tayong step dito. You can either follow this one or pwede din na yung previous na mga steps or procedures, pwede din yung gagamitin natin. So, beta 1, that is 0.85. Maximum steel ratio based on a single reinforced, that is 0.028047. No? So, in this case, hindi na siya chinek, no, whether ito is yung chinek, no, yung actual reinforcement tsaka hindi, kasi hindi pa naman given yung ating steel reinforcement dito. We ought to define or we ought to solve first, no, the number or the value or the amount of our steel na ipoprovide natin. So dito meron tayong additional na formula, yung coefficient of resistance na R. So in this case, R max yung subscript niya kasi ito yung maximum na reinforcement coefficient para ma-design natin yung ating beam based on the maximum steel ratio. So yan, so substitute lang natin yung magiging formula natin, maximum steel ratio times Fy 276, 1 minus the maximum steel ratio over 1.7 of FC prime. So meron tayong reinforcement coefficient na 6.3311 megapascal. By the way, no, itong solution na to, ito yung procedure kapag hindi given yung ating steel reinforcement, no? Kapag hindi siya given, then you need to follow this particular procedure. Otherwise, kapag given naman, then that would be different story. Balik tayo doon sa mga previous na example natin. So step number 3, we solve for the maximum natin na moment, that is the di ba yung R natin is simply mu over reduction factor b d square. So parang ito lang din yon. Yung mu natin is simply reinforcement coefficient reduction factor b d square. Ayan. So that is 6.331, no? 300 times 430. Now, you will notice here, hindi sinali yung reduction factor dito. That means itong formula na to, this is nominal moment capacity. Okay? Ayan, nominal moment ito. And then, yung design moment naman natin, no? So, sulubunan natin yung ating total, no, na uniform load tsaka total na concentrated load. 'Di ba? Cantilever yung beam natin dito. So yung maximum moment is at the support, wherein yung maximum moment natin is WL squared over 2 plus P times L, or yung moment provided by our concentrated load at the support. So we will have an actual moment na 362.65, which is greater than the maximum moment na 316, no, 0.07. So that means, no, hindi kakayanin ng beam natin if i-design natin siya as a singly reinforced, no. Kaya ang mangyari is i-double reinforce natin. So if you notice here, sinod natin yung maximum na steel ratio. Ito yung ilalagay natin, no, doon sa ating boto or tensile bars or tension reinforcement, no. Ito yung ilalagay natin para magiging more than or magiging equal siya sa maximum steel reinforcement. Diba? Yung concept natin kapag more than yung ating steel ratio ng tensile reinforcement, mangyari is i-design natin siya as double reinforced beam, no? Ayan. So meaning based from this concept, no, based from this concept, yung i-design lang natin, no, or yung moment na ipapakiri natin dun sa ating additional compression bars will be yung moment yung design moment, no, yung actual na design moment na ito, ayan, divide natin ng reduction factor para maging nominal siya, no. Yung magiging remainder, ito yung capacity kapag singly, and then yung difference nung actual na moment tsaka yung capacity ng single, yun yung i-design natin na moment. Ito yung moment na to na dapat i-carry ng ating additional compression bars. Okay? Yan. So, in that case, no, so meron tayong additional na moment na to. So, mangyari yung ES prime natin, di ba? Yung ES prime natin is simply MU or MN ES Fy. Yan. ES prime Fy. Wherein, na-assume natin dito na nag-yield yung ating compression reinforcement. So, mangyari, that is moment divided by, no? Moment divided by yung moment na to divided by 276 times 430 minus 70. Yung 430 minus 70 na to, ito yung moment arm actually. No? Ayan. So kasi ito, meron pa tayong moment arm dito na D minus D prime. Ayan. So meron tayong additional na reinforcement dapat na 874.35. Now, since nag-add tayo ng parang ganito, no? Ito yung compression reinforcement, ito yung tensile reinforcement. Ang tensile reinforcement, nag-provide na tayo ng maximum. Pero we need to add additional reinforcement doon sa compression zone na 874.35. So mangyari, para magiging balance siya, we need also to add additional reinforcement here to compensate doon sa inad natin na compression bars. Kaya mangyari, yung total na ipoprovide natin na tensile reinforcement will be the maximum steel ratio plus yung additional na compression bars na 874.35. So, mayroon tayong additional or mayroon tayong total na reinforcement na 4,492.5. Okay? Ayan. So, determine the stress in compression steel. So, provide na or i-check muna natin yung yung steel natin. So, we solve first the A and then the depth of the neutral axis. And using the same concept as we have or the same formula as we have discussed kanina, meron tayong steel reinforcement or actual strength na 372.09, which is greater than our 276 na strength ng ating steel. So nag-yield. So meaning yung assume natin kanina na nag-yield yung ating steel reinforcement at the compression zone is correct. Now take note, if this is lesser than 276, ang mangyayari is i-redo mo yung solution mo, but yung maging solution mo is based doon sa mga previous example natin na hindi nag-yield yung ating steel reinforcement. No? Ayan. So, determine the required area of the compression bars. Ayan. So, meron tayong formula, no? Yung AS prime na to, that is AS 2. Ayan. So, minus naman, no? Nung ating FS or yung actual strength ng ating steel, 276 minus 0.85 of the 0.85 ng ating compression bars. Ayan. So, ito yung required na area. Pero take note, no, yung i-provide natin is hindi yung required na area, kundi kung ano yung actual na dapat natin ilalagay dun sa ating compression bars to carry the given load. No? Okay, so do you have question, guys, no, dun sa ating sample problems? Any question, clarification? Today is 10. So if none, let me check the attendance now. Or present pa na ata tanan, ano? 36, hindi pala, no? 36 lang na. So, Adriake?
Present, sir.
Paap?
Present, sir.
Aparisi? Wala.
Present, sir.
Arasan?